Hey guys, and welcome to another game review for Panther Gaming. Pull up a chair, get ready, let's talk about some games. Today we're going to be talking about a game called This Game Goes to 11. This is a game I picked up over the weekend. I will include a link to the Amazon below, that way you guys can pick it up if you want to. Okay, this game grabbed my attention initially because of number one, the Spinal Tap reference in the title, and the second of which, the box was designed very reminiscent of 80s hair metal with the electricity and kind of looks like an AC/DC type of style box art. Inside the box is a stack of cards with an amplifier printed on the back and a metal guitar pick. In this game, your goal is to play cards to equal a total of 11. When the stack reaches exactly 11, you give the stack to a player of your choice. If you play a card that makes it go over 11, you take the stack. Overall, you want to end the game with the least amount of cards as possible, just like in golf. In this review, I've broken everything down into 10 separate criteria that we're judging this based off of. Number one is going to be strategy. Um, there's not a whole bunch of strategy in this game. It forces you to think on your toes, much like a game like War, in which when someone plays a card, you need to be able to play a card to either counter it or play on top of that. That way you can get to the total of 11. Number two is depth. In this game, the cards that you play have a huge impact on the cards that other people play, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later in the review. Number three, player interaction. Um, this brings back to the whole idea of the depth, where your actions, the cards you play, greatly affect the people who play after you. Once again, getting to the total of 11. It's a much smaller number than other games like 21 or Blackjack, where you're trying to get to 22. At 11, there's only a certain amount of cards that you can play, and you can very easily counter other people. Number four, replayability. I feel this is something this game does very well. It's a very quick game, so you're able to just do another game and another game and another game, whether it's to get revenge on the person who wronged you in the previous game, or just to settle a score. You're always left wanting more. Number five, theme interaction. This is where I start taking points off. Um, the title obviously is a reference to the rock and roll mockumentary Spinal Tap. The cards have guitar amps printed on the back. There's a guitar pick in the box, but that's about as far as it goes. This is a simple card game. I don't think it brings back the whole rock and roll theme. But I will say the only caveat to this is the librarian cards. You have librarian cards which bring the number back down to 0, or can basically counter a wild card. And number 6, luck factor. Luck is all in the cards, so to speak. Your luck comes from the cards that you draw, and very quickly, there's such a high turnover as far as the cards. If someone plays a card, if you have ones you can play on it, you're good to go. Otherwise, you're gonna be going over 11, taking the card deck yourself. Number 7, originality. I feel that the basic feel for this game is based on Blackjack or 21. The number has been lowered to add a certain level of complexity, and the number 11 fits the criteria for a cult classic film, making a fun reference. But other than that, not necessarily original. Number 8, components quality. I feel that the cards were very good quality. They make it easy to shuffle, easy to handle. It's a good deck of cards. The metal guitar pick that came with the game was a decent quality. My complaint on the component quality would be that it comes in this giant box with just the deck of cards and the guitar pick. Don't need that. You could very easily have put the guitar pick in a normal deck of cards, and you could have reduced down the packaging quite a bit. Number 9, rules. The rules are extremely easy to pick up, extremely easy to play. There's even a method to play where you assign a person that the cards are supposed to go to by passing the guitar pick around. That way, you don't have to be that person that gives the cards to someone, and you feel bad like myself. And then number 10, last but not least, fun factor. This game is, like I said, it's extremely easy to pick up. Doesn't take very much time to teach new people. You can very easily grab a friend, um, teach them how to play, and you don't have to, explain 100 different rules to them. You can play several rounds in a single sitting. You're able to, pick up a couple games, play a couple rounds, and keep going with your life. I feel like that's a huge aspect as far as this game. So all in all, I would say this is a fantastic game. You're able to pick up this game, um, just play a couple rounds. It's easy to explain to different people. You're able to just grab a friend, play a couple games without having to spend half the time, explaining rules and everything else. It's a fantastic game. So what we did is both my wife, my son, and I all sat down, and we created a numerical value for each individual of the 10 aspects we went over before. Um, from that, we averaged them all out, and we ended up with a total of a 3.7. So this game gets a 3.7 on our scale here. Um, Definitely a game that you guys should pick up. I feel like with the counting, with being able to kind of play cards, and it's real easy, kind of easy going. Play a ton of rounds. It kind of forces you to think, forces you to count, and it's just overall a great game. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review we did for This Game Goes to 11. Like I said, I have included a link in the description below of to Amazon. You guys can go ahead there and pick it up. Also, I ask you that if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and subscribe because there's going to be a lot more reviews coming up in the future. And definitely comment in the comment section below. Let me know what games you want to see reviewed, and I'll see what I can do to go ahead and get it done. Thanks.